here we go. I'm gonna send out 4 or 5 invites, so don't worry about jumping on the immediate one. You know, I mean, there will be plenty more. I think that's got to do with it. Yeah, so hit that very first one. Just there we go. There we go. There you go. There's Arcadian.
Where?
I'm sending out 4 or 5 of them, 6 of them.
Which in that process, I ended up having to restart the Twitch feed. So I'll have to splice that together. I'll cut it. I'll edit out. I was up to 5 views.
Fuck. All right. So anyway, we got Pickering here. Performance lackey shutdown strain.
Yeah. One left.
Arcadian.
Right. So
Runner.
It should be
Hector, your boy Rasta. We will. I didn't catch that. What Sandro said. I didn't catch that with his little comment. There he is. All right. Sam, I do believe Sam backed out. We're just waiting for everybody thumbs up right away. Need Rich Runner, Hector, your boy Rasta, Sandro. Everybody's ready up, or I'm gonna start it. Come on.
Yep.
All right, Big D.
Go ahead.
Your boy Rasta, thumbs up, please. Rasta, thumbs up. Please, Rasta. Come on, Rasta. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He'll still get in here. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He has the loading screen.
So.
Okay.
All right, guys. Once again, remember your starting positions. I don't think we forgot. Oh, where was I starting at? First? That's right. I'm in first place. No, just kidding.
Well, for you viewers that got there, sorry about getting disconnected. We ended up having to reset everything because the project cards was not working for us. So we're about ready to go live here again. Thank you for rejoining if you rejoined. And we are live here from Red Bull Ring. Hopefully we got everything squared away. All the technical difficulties is taken care of, I do believe. And what's going to happen, because they already qualified, what they are going to do is they're going to go to one pace lap, line up in the running order, go green on the second lap, and they'll run for 30 minutes. And as we're waiting here, we'll talk about a little bit, if you're interested in a little bit of NASCAR action. We broadcast Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern for Duel for Cash, which is a exclusive NASCAR heat racing team that has a Cup Series, and you can also check them out at their YouTube channel at YouTube, and then just search D4C. And we also have a Facebook account. If you would like to join our Facebook, just search Shatterbone Game Hosting, and we will accept you as a friend, and you would be able to get any update, any live. Anytime we go live, we post it on Facebook. We do have a web page that is SBGH-hostings.com. There again, that is SB. And well, I'll interrupt myself just to get the start of this race, and we're about ready to line up for our starting thing. As you see, everybody just kind of takes off slowly, and they're going to get in running order, and then when they come across the checker flag in the next time by, we will go green, and this is scheduled for a 30-minute race. We'll go up here to green. He is in our P1 position. PT Performance is second position. Wood is in third position. And we'll let them get it all straightened out as we go through the running order. Looks like Sand is fourth position. Strain is fifth. Lackey Boom is sixth. Cyborg is seventh. Your boy Rasa is eighth. Hector is ninth. Ridge Runner's 10th. Ridge Runner's last. And Arcadian is 10th. And we'll bring up our telemetry here so you guys can see where they're at on the racetrack. Some of the drivers to look out for. Anybody in this race is possible that will have a chance of winning it. The driver that I think is going to perform really well here is PT Performance. He's been really strong the last couple races, and he's, no matter what this car throws at him, he's able to either go in and get it fixed or overcome it by driving style and be able to just overcome the obstacles that happen in these races. Go ahead and go on board with him. And as they're getting ready to take the last two turns before they go green, we are in for a fun-filled day of racing. High octane, high energy GT4 racing here at Red Bull Ring GP. As they line up going down the straightaway, when the driver crosses finish line, that is when they're going to take off, and this line is going to go green at boogity boogity boogity. Boys, let's go racing, as Darrell Waltrip would say. And we have green in first position. PT Performance, you see that? He looked to the inside, see if he can get enough speed going down the straightaway to get the inside the stick as they're coming up to the hairpin turn up here. PT Performance is all over green. Looks like he's going to look to the outside, followed with Sand, and take the turn, and he was able to take the position from it. Now at this point, we got to say, I took you in the first corner. Now all I have to do is drive this car the way I know how to. And as Sand looks at the inside of green and PT Performance goes out a little bit, looks like green held second position, although Sand is looking. And then we got Wood all over Sand's rear end. Just here, some exciting racing already happening in this first lap. And PT Performance is putting about a car length gap between second place, but green is all over him still. Yeah, I think green just positioned his car a little wrong going in that corner, and PT Performance capitalized on it as he goes really wide there, but was able to save it as they go down the straightaway. And lap one is now under the books. As we're getting ready for our right turn up here, green looks to the outside. PT Performance blocks it a little bit. And as they both get through the corner, these two, 1 and 2, are just running away. It looks like we have a driver there. It looks like it was Sand or Wood that got out a little loose and went out into the grass, but it looks like they recovered. And green looks to the outside of them. And PT Performance takes the inside line. They both make the turn. Now that's some respectful driving there. And as they go through the little downward straightaway to another U-turn, see if PT Performance can't take. Green looks to the inside and they bump, and PT Performance is around. Being the first lap of this, you would have thought that green would have gave him a little bit more room, but PT Performance gets his car back going, but he is overtaken by second place cars. Now Oh, PT Performance is still in the lead. You know, the green, he really tried to get that corner stick, you know. And we are heading down the straightaway. And PT Performance is overtaken by green a little bit, but they are side by side going down the straight turn. This is some intense racing on lap 2 for the lead. Green has retaken his pole position from PT Performance, but PT Performance is all over him. He looks to the outside, see if he can make that sweeping right turn stick as he cuts it in, and Green goes way out to the outside, and PT Performance takes the position from him. Oh, and Green and Sand get together. As their locked tires are locked up, they both lost positions over that one. Or they lost momentum. You know, for being in the first 2 minutes of this race, 3 minutes of this race, wow, they're banging and a booting out here. And that gives PT Performance an opportunity to pull about 4 car lengths ahead. And let's go ahead and jump back here. Looks like Cyborg is gained 2 positions. Let's jump back here to Cyborg, see how Cyborg's doing back here. As you know, when those 2 cars, Green, Wood, and Sand got together, I think Sand is the one that lost out on that because he's lost so much momentum. Don't know if he has any damage there, but he's in 4th position. Let's go ahead and jump it back up here to the leader as we're watching Cyborg get all over him. See if he can't take that position from him. As we jump back here to the leaders, see how Green, looks like Green took the lead from him. PT Performance looks like his car got a little loose. I don't know if Green was just being overly aggressive there, but he got sideways there. As they go across the start-finish line, we have Green in 1st position. Then PT Performance in 2nd position. You know, they keep banging and swapping position like that. Temper's going to flare, and then, well, you're going to see some retaliation as Green jumps way to the inside to say, hey, you know what, I'm not here. I know you played that little bit of we're not gonna just give you that. You know, you're gonna earn this win. As PT Performance puts his nose to the inside and was able to make, and he goes around with no contact. Oh, that's a shame. PT Performance. Let's jump back here to PT Performance and see where he's at. It did look like he was able to get his car back, but after losing 5 positions. And it don't look like there's a caution there. Let's jump back to Wood, see if Wood has anything for Green. And race officials are going to be pulling Green and PT Performance into a little meeting after this race. Because even though it was really close and bumping, you know, it was borderline shady on how he was able to take that position. Now, PT Performance did spin out without contact, but what led up to that? That's what they're going to be reviewing. As we go back to the 1st position, that is Green. He has a 1.2 second lead over 2nd place, which is Wood. As we jump back to Wood. And then in 3rd position, we have Sand, followed by Lackey Boom. It looks like Cyborg got into a little bit of trouble as we're riding along with Sam. And then Lackey Boom, let's go ahead and see where he's at. He is 7.5 seconds behind the leader. And then we got Strain, which is 8.6 seconds behind the leader. It looks like they all fanned out, so we're going to go ahead and jump back here to 1st place car and see if we can get. So Wood has gapped it up to a 0.1 of a second lead. So we're going to keep it here, see if Wood has anything for Green. Green's car looks really loose going around those corners. Well, let's keep an eye on this, see what kind of racing. It looks like these 2 drivers pulled away from the field by 4 seconds. And keep an eye on it, see if they can see if Wood has anything for green in this as they go through the little S turns. They make the second to last turn before the start finish line. It looks like green is pulled away by almost a second, but I would not count Wood out yet. He might just be playing this smart and running behind them. Let green wear his tires out, and then he'll try to take the position. I'm sure that's going through these drivers' minds, even though you're like in 31, 38 seconds behind the leader. You're not out of this race yet because you don't know what's going to fire up here at the leaders. You know, PT was dominating, and look, he's back to 10th position now. So he apparently had to come in and do some pits to make some adjustment. It does look like your boy Rasa had made a pit stop, which there is one mandatory pit here in the 30 minutes worth of racing, and we are watching green in the number 89 car and Wood in blue and gray car there battling for first position. And it looks like there's a 2-second gap between all the other drivers. So we're going to keep it here at the closest interval, which is half a second between. Oh, and green goes off, gives Wood a chance to catch up a little bit. He made up a little bit of that time. He's now 0.3 seconds behind the leader as they're getting ready to approach the final turn before the start-finish line. Wow, and green goes off track a little bit, and it looks like Wood followed him right on out, and now there's a 0.6 second gap between first and second place. And who is that in the pits? It looks like it would be your boy Rasa. Just came out of the pits, and looks like Ridge Runner. Something happened with Ridge Runner. Oh, he was the one that just came out of the pits. It looks like he is about ready to go a lap down. No, he just got put a lap down as we jump back up here to the leaders. And green is in first place with Wood 0.5 seconds behind, 0.6 seconds behind the leader. And that is your lap car there, Ridge Runner in 11th position. And Wood gets a little bit on the outside. And welcome, viewers. If you guys are just now joining in, we're 10 minutes into the 30-minute race here, hosted by Shatterbone Game Hosting Race Team. We are at Red Bull Ring GP. Our eyes right now are on first and second position. Seeing that, because a little recap of what's happened is green took the pole position. He took out, pretty dominant lead at first, and then PT Performance took over and then spun his car out. And now green is retaking the lead and is leading now with 20 minutes left in this race. And we're going to do something called going through the field right now. And that's where I'm going to go to in-car camera, and we're going to go to our leader, which is green, as you see, have a pretty wicked fast car here. You know, that clean air is everything. When you're going and you don't have no dirty air in front of you, you get to be able to, you get a lot more performance, and you got a lot more push down on that car. Where second place position is 1.3 seconds behind the leader. And he is running really good here too. He has a very stable looking car. Third position, Lackey Boom, which is always wicked fast, but he is 14 seconds behind the leader. And our fourth position car would be SBGH Strain. And as you see, he's about 2-3 car lengths behind third position. And it looks like got a little loose there. He's jerking a little bit at that wheel. I wonder, it looks like his car's a little loose. It's not wanting to turn. Well, and he goes around. So that puts us to sand. Then followed by Hector, which is now in the 5th position. Yeah, I love the way these cars sound. And then we're going to go back to your 6th position, which is Cyborg. You never want to count this man out. No matter how good or how bad his car is, he always finds a way to be there at the end. A lot of times it's all about consistency. And then we got Arcadian back here in 7th position. Looks like he got a little loose around that corner as he's about ready to go over the start-finish line. And it looks like Strain is going to take his pit, and that puts us back to PT Performance in 8th position. Well, I mean, even though Strain is fun a little bit, you know what? He decided to come in, take his mandatory pit, and then he has a good possibility after these green flag pit stop cycle through, which there is no Pacific time where these drivers have to pit. They just have to pit one time during this 30-minute race. And as we go back to your boy Rasa, which has already taken his pit, he's able to take the position from Strain. And then let's go back to Ridge Runner, which is our only car a lap down right now. But sometimes you have bad days. I mean, I wouldn't give up. I've seen a driver come from 3 laps down before. Then his crew chief hooks up his car, and then he ends up winning the race. So we'll just have to keep an eye on him. Let's go ahead and go back up here to 1st position, which looks like he has a 3-second lead over 2nd position. Right there, you see the interval right there. Oh, and he hit that bump, and he got really unstable there, which should be able to, if Wood plays it right, should be able to capitalize. And at this point right now, we are going to take a commercial break brought to you by SBGH Gaming. Okay, we're back here live at Chatterbone Game hosting this race for SBGH Cyborg and his race team. And as you've seen, we just got done going through the field. We're gonna jump back up here to 1st place driver and ride along board with him for a little bit and see how he's doing. And it looks like we have another driver in the pits. Let's go ahead and stroll over to the driver in the pits and see what kind of stuff's getting done as he entered the pits here. There again, there is one mandatory pit throughout this 30 minutes, so every driver has to take a mandatory pit. If failure to do so, is you get last place you get disqualified and you get last place points as far as the standing goes. And as he's coming out of his pits, looks like all he did was get a little bit of fuel and some tires. We'll jump back up here. It looks like we have a battle between Hector and Cyborg, so we're going to go along with Cyborg and check out the action here, see if Cyborg can take that fourth position from him. As he gets all over him, and you know what he's doing right now is letting that driver in front of him know, hey, you know what, I'm here, I'm not going away. You know what, I'm going to flash my lights at you, let you know that I'm a little bit quicker than you. But like any racer, you know. Oh, and Cyborg decides to jump into the pits for his mandatory pit. And then we're going to, you know, maybe he wasn't trying to intimidate him there. Maybe he was just letting him know, hey, you know what, take it easy. I'm going to go in and get my car fixed a little bit. And I'll come back out and we're going to see how this race aspires in the second half of the race. We are halfway done here now. Jump back up here to green, which does not look like he's pitted, but I'm sure he's seeing that everybody's coming in. He's going to have to take his pit real soon. Or does he stay out and try to take it in the last 5 laps of this race? You know, I would almost think by the 10 minutes to go, you're going to have to start thinking about coming in. But, you know, every driver and crew chief have their own agenda on this. As he did not take the pit that time around, so he will definitely be going at least one more lap around before he takes his pit. Right now, it looks like they might all, I don't know about Lackey Boom, but it looks like they might have all been in here for pits, with the exception of the first place driver, which I would imagine is going to have to be here real soon. As we keep an eye here on Lackey Boom, see what kind of and it looks like Arcadian is into the pits. Going to jump back up here to first position. As he makes the last turn before the straightaway where the start-finish line is at. Looks like he made it through that turn okay. Let's see here. We'll go through the field, see if we have any close racing. Looks like they're all pretty well gapped out. So at this point, we'll just start scrolling through the camera and we'll take a little 30, 15, 20, 30 second clip of each one and see how they're doing. We jump back to third position, which would be Wood. We're just waiting for our driver to come into pits for his mandatory pit, and then we're going to have a race on. So right now, these drivers back there that are running that is already pitted, what they're trying to do is set themselves up for a, you know, for when that leader that is not pitted yet comes in there. As you see by the times, all the other drivers have made their mandatory pit. So once he comes in there, it'll bunch his field back up. You know, he has 9 minutes before the end of this race. So he's going to have to be thinking about pitting here real soon. And there we go. We just got in that the first place driver is now into the pits. So we're going to keep an eye on Lackey Boom, see where he comes out opposed to where that driver is, which the driver's in pits and he's 4 turns away from the start finish line. And it looks like our leader is coming out of the pits right now. He's got his done. He's warming up his tires coming out. And we're going to have to see where that's going to put Lackey Boom opposed to... And Lackey Boom's coming along straight away as Green comes out. He's getting his car going up this straightaway. He's getting back up to full speed as Lackey Boom is making that turn. And that's going to put 8-second gap between the leader and second place. See, in the first couple laps here that Green is out, he's going to be on cold tires, where Lackey Boom already has his tires warmed up. And as you see by the seconds that he's ganging on him, that he might have just a little bit faster car. And now it looks like we have another driver. We have 2 drivers side by side right here. We'll keep an eye on this. This is for second and third position. Wood is caught. Lackey Boom, see if he can make a move on him, or will Lackey pull away? You know, aerodynamics here at Red Bull Ring, if they keep it together, I'm sure they do get a little bit faster than one car being out on their own, using that aerodynamics for a little bit more speed in the straightaways. Oh, and Lackey Boom goes off, and then he hits into him. But they were able to recover, and Lackey Boom was able to keep second place, but they lost a couple seconds off of first place by that little thing. And Lackey Boom decides he needs to come in and get some repairs done on that, and that puts Wood up into second position. As we're looking at Green, it has a 12-second lead over first place Green Bay Picker, which Green Bay has pretty much been up front all day, you know, dominating car here. And we're going to have to see how this turns out. PT Performance has now made it back up to third position, 24 seconds behind the leader after his little spin in the first couple laps of this race. And it looks like Hector is now into the pits as well. So, for the most part, the lead right now, we have 6 minutes left to go, and Wood is 12 seconds behind Green. And then you got PT Performance, which is 12 seconds behind Wood, which gives you our top 3 drivers here. And as we keep an eye on the first 3 drivers, let's jump back to Cyborg after his pit, see how his car's handling. See if he can make up that 5 seconds off of Lackey Boom. Well, it's up to 4 seconds now. And it looks like we have a car stalled out on the side of the road. We'll have to see who that is. That looks like it is Ridge Runner that spun out his car again at 2 minutes and 22 seconds behind the leader in last place. As we jump up here, and it looks like Green is taking about another second lead from Wood. So Wood is now 13.3 seconds behind the leader as we jump back to him. And PT Performance looks like he's closing in the gap a little bit on Wood. You know, as these hard tires, the longer they go, we have 5 minutes left in this race. They get, you know, they usually come together after a couple laps, you know, about 8 laps. They come together, and that's when those hard tires really come alive and they stick. You know, they're really green at first. So, you know, the drivers that have been out there longer, believe it or not, has a little bit more advantage than taking your pit stop so late. And we're looking here at PT Performance. Jump back up here to leader. Oh, and goes off the track. We'll have to see if that affects his performance, because once you get those tires in the grass, it takes a little bit for them to get clean again. As he makes the last turn before the straightaway where the start-finish line is at. We are live here at Red Bull Ring. Chatterbone Game Hosting is broadcasting this for SBGH Race Team Cyborg. And we started out here 25 minutes ago, 26 minutes ago, and we have been caution-free this whole race. Thank you for tuning in, and we are riding along the number one position, Green Bay Picker, and he has a 14-second lead over Wood. And then PT Performance has 26 behind the leader. Lackey Boom is 47 seconds behind the leader. I mean, we're sure looking here at the green, and is he going to be able to do this without spinning his car? Because all it takes is one little mistake, and then boom, all those second, third place drivers are right up there with him right now. Looks like he has a handle of it. You know, the pressure of keeping that lead has to be building on him. As it looks like Ridge Runner is around again. He's in the grass. It looks like he got his car started. And it seems like, every single lap that Green is miscalculating that turn and going off into the grass. We'll have to stay tuned later on, see if the race officials dock him for constantly cutting, getting off that track. Right now, it don't look like they're doing anything to him, but you never know what's going to happen after the race, and they review the tapes, and we'll have to stay tuned, and you'll be able to tune into our webpage and be able to get updates there. Our webpage is SBGHOSTINGS.com. It's under construction right now, but it is up and running, and we're improving and adding to it day by day. And soon to come will be an online gaming store there that you'll be able to buy all your gaming needs at a discounted price. As we go back here, the leader is now pulled 15 seconds ahead of second place car. And we have 1 minute and 40 seconds left in this race. And then PT Performance is in third position. And we're going to keep an eye here on PT Performance. And you got to wonder, how much did he hold on to that incident that he had earlier? Because he was rubbing pretty hard with Green the first 4 laps of this race. We'll have to see how that turns out in our post-race interviews. And let's jump back here to Lackey Boom, see how he's running. And it looks like Cyborg was able to take back 5th position after that pit that he did. His tires are completely warmed up here with 38 seconds left in this race. So what's going to happen? Let's go up here to the first place driver. After the time runs out and he goes past the start finish line, which will probably be this time by, will be the race, and everybody have a chance to finish the lap that they're on for their running order. And that will conclude our race in 10 seconds. So once this first place driver finishes the start finish line, everybody will have a chance to finish. And thank you, viewers, for showing up, and stay tuned for our post-race interviews with our top 3 drivers. And I will bring my co-commentator in here, which is Cyborg, and see his thoughts on the race and what happened, and Well, it should be an interesting interview. Oh! I don't know if that was lag or something, but it sure looked like, wow, I don't know what happened there. That's hard to tell because that looked like a lag because he never stopped, so therefore, I mean, we don't know. And as he takes the last turn, and for the checkered flag, we have Green Bay Picker. Let's go ahead and jump back here to second place car. Watch him go by. Oh, and it looks like they're bumping. It looks like Ridge Runner. And then third place drive, PT Performance, is now about ready to take the last turn to take the start finish line. Take the checkered flag here, and that concludes your first three positions. So we will have post-race interviews with Green, Wood, and PT Performance. Let's jump back here to Lackey Boom, see where he's coming up on second to last turn. And he's about ready to take the start finish line to finish this race. Take the check flag right here. So we had a lot of things to fire today, and it should be interesting to see what those top three drivers have to say here. As Cyborg's about ready to go across the start finish line. Then we have Strain that's about ready to go by. And that finishes our top six drivers have completed the race. We'll go over here to Sand. It looks like he spun out, so Arcadian here. Jump back up here to Green. See if he's doing any Brodies or not. He's just doing them pretty much just saying, hey, you know what? I got this. I won this. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha. In any case, that concludes your race. Green took the win. Wood was in second place. PT Performance in third place. Lackey Boom in fourth place. And rounds up top five with Cyborg. And that concludes our race. And get ready for our post-race interviews. As the first one I'm going to bring in here would be Cyborg. What we'll do is go ahead and invite him in here. And as we get Cyborg coming in here, we also have Strain jumping in here. Green Bay. How you doing, Green Bay? We're just getting the drivers in here and we'll start the little interviews. Cyborg, you got a copy?
He's connecting right
He's connecting, okay. Let's see, who else?
PT and Woody.
PT. There's PT.
Ja. Jo, PT, da hatten wir anscheinend ein bisschen Pech, ne? Ach du Scheiße, ey. Hör auf.
Oh, I think so.
Was some exciting racing there. Is Cyborg still connecting here?
Yeah, he, for whatever reason he is, yeah.
That's weird.
Everyone's connected apart from Cyborg.
I'm gonna remove him, that way he can come back in here.
Yeah.
I removed him, so therefore I sent him another invite.
Ah, now it works.
Here we go, my co-commentator. How are you doing?
So anyway, we got all the drivers in here. Congratulations to every each and one of the drivers on the Project Cars 2 GT4 series, brought to you by Shutterbone Game Hosting and Broadcasting. Great job to your top 3 drivers. I'm going to turn the microphone over to the one Bigger D. Over to you, Big D. You got a copy on the booth?
We do, and we were waiting for you to connect. I'm so glad you can join us here. So we have our leader, which Green Bay Pickers. That whole race, I was like speculating and finding out. You and PT Performance were at each other from lap 1 all the way up until where PT spun out around lap 3 or 4. Can you tell me what was going through your head in those first couple laps? I mean, you guys were running like it was the last lap of the race. Can you enlighten and give us a little insight on what was going through your um, thought process at the beginning of this race, and then the middle of the race, and at the end of the race when you took the checkered flag? Right, you definitely had a dominant car throughout that race, and once you got that lead, I was also speculating on. I wonder when this guy's going to take his pit. He had 10 minutes to go. You still have not pitted, which it worked out. Your strategy, you stayed out as long as you could, and then took the pit, and then just coasted right through the start for the checkered flag. And I'm going to turn it over here to Cyborg. You got anything for Green Bay, Cyborg?
Green Bay, that was you had definitely had a really good running car tonight. Congratulations to you. You're definitely hit your marks. You kind of made me nervous there when you were procrastinating on your pit, but obviously you knew what you're doing. And congratulations to you, and great job on the P1 finish tonight there, buddy. Kudos to you, my friend. Great job.
And Cyborg, why don't you go ahead and take the second place driver and you interview him, and I will be right back.
All right. I do believe would be PT Performance. Am I correct there, Big D?
No,
I was
Woody.
in the
No,
no.
third.
Woody, I'm
was
sorry.
second.
I was in the back of the pack. So, Woody, what was on your mind? How you feeling tonight? Can you tell us anything about how things were going in the first part of the race, throughout the rest of the race there? Over to you.
Started third on the grid and let the 2 guys in front fight for a while. Lost the 1 guy you said around lap 4 or 5. And who was it that won? What was his name again?
Oh, that was Green Bay Pickers. That's your race
Green
winner.
Bay. Just running away from me. Couldn't catch him. I think I might have got tangled up with him once, coming through, getting onto the last few corners, and he ran it a little bit wide, and me and him touched. He was on my right-hand side. I'm not sure if he saw me or not, but other than that, yeah, he was running away from me most of the race. And I went and changed my button mapping settings, and I had no HUD through the entire race. So that was the first time I've ever run this game full sim. I had no help whatsoever with who was in front, behind, times, anything like that. I had, yeah, no help. So just taking guesses.
Yeah, that's like running blind melon there, Woody. Woody, congratulations on your P2 finish. Appreciate you coming aboard here at the GT 4 Series by the Project Cars or Project Cars 2 and the Shatterbone game hosting and broadcasting. Definitely, you're definitely stepping up to the program. I know this is your inaugural run with SBGH, and I tell you what, man, you did an outstanding job. Congratulations on your P2 finish. Yeah, you and I have ran some laps together over the GRG, and I'm definitely glad that you came aboard here and run some laps with us, and you're always welcome there. Congratulations on your P2 finish there, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thanks, and good job, pickers.
And congratulations. Well, then,
It's all good, man. It's all racing.
I mean, from my point of view, spectating this Green Bay is it was a lot of hard racing, but I did not see no vindictive moves towards anybody in this race. Shutdown. I've been there. I've raced the whole entire 50-minute race and without a HUD. I feel your frustration, and sometimes as a driver, you just gotta adjust what you're doing. You know what? You know, you couldn't see anybody, but you had your car around you, and you used probably a lot more senses during the race because you weren't able to see the telemetry of what's happening. Good job. From this point of view, I could not tell that. So you did a really good job. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And now PT Performance, you got a copy here.
Yes, sir.
So what was your
He's so
perspective?
shy.
What was your perspective of it? I can honestly tell you before you answer that, you know, throughout we had some viewers tonight, and everybody was voting. All the viewers that made a comment were picking you for the winning car tonight. Can you give a little insight on what happened
Yeah,
to
that's
you?
really nice. Yeah.
Right?
I had a pretty good start with green. Nice close racing there, nice battles at the start, and then I sadly lost it at the sharp turn. I was overall not so happy with my setup today. It was extremely loose. So I'll blame it on the setup. I spun out like 4 times or something. I did go for
Wow.
the pit stop at the start, hoping to get the undercut, but then I spun out after 3 times more. So yeah, there's no more time getting back there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the finish. Third place, it was okay. Fighting my way back up.
Right, I was watching that. I had the camera on you when you. It looked like you went into that turn, and then you just gave it too much gas, or the car just got too loose, and that rear end just came around. I'm like, oh, and PT Performances around. Oh my God! You know, it was a very exciting. That beginning of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
race was very exciting. Watch you guys, you know,
And then
rub.
getting out of the grass was like the slowest way possible to get out of there because it's steep, it goes uphill. And the
Right.
cow just wouldn't get out of the grass. Nah, it wasn't. I just did turn a bit too much in. As I say, my car setups are always pretty loose, but it was too loose this time, yeah. So every turn in, the rear end was coming. So
Yeah.
it was a bit too much.
And I think PT that happened after your pit stop, right? Or before?
No, that happened, and I did go to the pits at this lap, and then spun out like 3 more times during the race. So yeah.
Well, PT, I tell you what, Cyborg up in the booth here, I tell you what, my friend, for spinning out 3 or 4 times, I was trying to catch up to you along with Lackey Boom and that, and you were just pulling away. So top-notch job in your P30 position over here at the Red Bull Ring.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations to you. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, next week's race is going to be at the famous Laguna Seca. The post will be looking for group will be on Project Cars of America, so stay tuned for that. If you're not a part of Project Cars Racing Club, there, please definitely get checked into that. Ask for the invite. I do believe you guys are in there, so that's where it's going to be posted at from here on out. So with that being said, I want to give a big round of applause to everyone driver out there, and great job. Looking forward to getting with you guys on the track next week. Appreciate you joining my lobby. Very overwhelming. Make sure you get checked into it real quick because it does fill up for some reason. I don't know what it is, but must be an epic GT4 series where everybody enjoys doing it, and they are a lot of fun. Other than that, I'm going to turn this broadcast right back over to Bigger D for Shatterbone Game Hosting. And with that, I'm going to kick back and have myself a nice little cold one and relax here before I get on to my next league race that I need to do over for GRG late model racing on the dirt.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Cyborg. And this is coming to the conclusion of our race today. There again, we have the first position was Green Bay Picker. Finished by second was Shut Down Woody for the Good Racing Group. And then third place is PT Performance. Then fourth is Lackey Boom. Cyborg is fifth. Strain is sixth. Sandro finished seventh. Arcadian was 8th, Hector was 9th, your boy Rasa was 10th, followed up by last place Ridge Runner. And stay tuned for more. If you would like to follow us, we are on Facebook. We also have a webpage, SBGHOSTINGS.com. It's new web page. We're still under construction. But like I said earlier in the broadcast, we are going to have a online gaming store there at discounted prices for all your gaming needs. You can always also follow us on Twitch at SB Gaming H. And that concludes this race, and thank you all you drivers. It was a very exciting race, and you guys have a good week.
No, thank you, Big D. Yo, what's your Twitch name again?
The Twitch is SB Gaming H. SBG.
I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
SBGAMINGH is the Twitch account. And then just on the YouTube, just look up Shatterbone Game Hosting and it comes.